Bless the Lord, O my soul, blessed art thou, Lord. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me, bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all he hath done for thee, who is gracious unto all thine iniquities.
I had a grandmother who was diagnosed with dementia, and my mother and dad would drive from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho to Spokane to the care center where my grandmother was, and they would get together with her twice a week. I went with him once, and my grandmother did not even know who I was. And there were times when she didn't even know who my parents were, but they still went there. They loved her, they went there to be with her, to hold her hand and just sit with her. Didn't matter whether she understood them or recognized them. They loved her. Sometimes we Christians tend to feel dead while we go to church services. We don't feel an emotional connection to the services. They're just sort of what we do. So sometimes we give in to the temptation of not going at all. I would compare this to not visiting a parent or a grandparent because, well, they won't recognize us anyway. Of course, God always recognizes us, whether we're there or not. But when we are there, it's an opportunity to let God know that we love him. Even though we may not feel a connection at that moment, we love God and we're there because we love God. We may be entering into the temple and hearing the services going on, but we don't feel connected. But we're there because we love God. And ultimately, the more we do that, even when we don't feel like doing it, the more we receive God's blessings and the more God's grace permeates our being and changes us and molds us and transforms us and prepares us for eternal life. I have no doubt that after my grandmother's repose, she was fully aware that her son and her daughter-in-law had visited her on a regular basis. And she felt connected with them even in the afterlife because she knew that they had cared for her. And I have no doubt that my grandmother is praying for her son and daughter-in-law and giving thanks to God that they stood by her even in her darkest moment. Even in our own darkest moment, we can stand in the presence of God in his holy temple, and he knows we're there. And he will bless us for our presence, even though we may not feel anything at the moment. This period of great and holy Lent is that opportunity that we have to be more frequently in church, even if we're not into doing it at the moment. Because God will ultimately bless us for having done so. May God bless us all in our journey into the heart of God.
Both now and ever and unto the ages of ages. Amen. Only begotten Son and immortal